Good morning to all of you. So we are going to start topic of cryptography today, okay? Because machine learning we have talked, we have already two classes this week, but the last cryptography we need to also continue. Okay, just a minute. Okay, talking about the cryptography, Shubham sir and I both are taking the classes. So Shubham sir is dealing with the part of the key, symmetric key, public key, those type of topics. So key cryptography that is dealt by Shubham sir. And I am dealing with the other part. So talking about this cryptography. So there is main objective of the cryptography is that key, symmetric key, public key, private key. These are the parts that how we can encrypt and decrypt our data with the keys. But to know about that, we need the basics about the thing, that is what type of the attacks, what security attacks, which on what type of things we need to know that, right? So attacks is one of the important part. So in general, if we talk about the security attack, there are that security attacks in general that can be categorized into four ways. So four type of security attack is there. Okay, so what are the first type? First one, we can talk about the interruption. First one, we can talk about the interruption. Second one is known as the interception. Second one is known as the interception. Third one is known as the modification. And fourth one is the fabrication. So these are the four basic type of security attack we can talk about: interruption, interception, modification, and fabrication. So what are these? So we need to know one by one. Talking about the first part, that is the interruption. Interruption in sense, suppose a system, we are trying to send the data through the system from the system. Okay. So by this interruption attacks, what happened? That means it is getting interrupted. Interruption in basic, we can talk about the thing is getting interrupted. So we can say that a part of the system or any asset of the system becomes unavailable or unusable at a particular time. So means this interruption is leading us to such type of attacks, the non-availability of a particular asset, the non-availability of a particular resources, that is the better term. So this interruption is an attack, is a type of attack where the resource availability is getting unavailable. We are not getting the resource that we need to, or that is going to help us to for the data process. So that interruption is a part or this type of attack that is depending, or that is not availability of the resources or destruction of the piece of any hardware, or any fault in the communication line or cutting the line of a communication. So these are well in the file management system. So these are the type, means we are interacting the process, interrupting the process only so that the data communication can be, or the transmission of data cannot happen properly. So this is first, that is interception, interruption. Second one, interception. So interception we can talk about. So talking about the interception, first thing that we say that suppose this is a sender, and okay, suppose this is a sender, this is my receiver. Okay, these are the two things. Sender is sending a data, receiver is receiving the data. Fine. A communication line is there, but in between this process of sender and receiver, there are a third person. There is a third person who is trying to get the data, who is trying to get the data which in the process, in between the process. And who is this third person? This third person is known as the eavesdropper or forger. The third person is known as the eavesdropper, or we can say forger. So this eavesdropper or forger is in the middle, who is trying to intercept the data that is transmitting between the sender and a receiver. So means this is an unauthorized party. Any third person, this eavesdropper or a forger is an unauthorized party that is trying to gain access into that particular data. Means the it is the attack on the confidentiality of the data. So sender is trying to send a data to the receiver, that authorized receiver who is actually trying to receive the data, who actually needs the data. But any third person, an eavesdropper, is coming into the middle of the scenario, who is actually trying to be the person, trying to look like be that person, be the person like what the receiver. Means it is trying to gain the confidence that yes, I am the receiver. So trying to be pretend like the receiver and then trying to intercept the data. So it can be that the wiretapping or the capturing data of the network. So these are the possible ways by the term interruption, by the term interception. Sorry. So two types. One is interruption, second one is interception. Third one, modification. Third one is modification. So this part is totally is for interception. This is the example for interception. Now, next part, that is the interruption. Sorry, modification. So what happened in modification? Again, suppose a sender, fine, and a receiver. These are the two types, sender and receiver is there. And there is again a third party that is present. Maybe it's an eavesdropper or a forger. Okay, so a third party is present here. And he have the access of the data. He might have somehow by the part of interception or interruption, maybe the process of interception, as the third person is in the part of interception, eavesdropper or forger. So that interception or that have the data access of the data through the interception. Now, what this eavesdropper or forger is doing, that after gaining the confidence of the sender that yes, I am the person where you need to send the data. So what happens? The data is sending, the data is getting transmitted to this particular part, to that particular eavesdropper. And from that eavesdropper, a particular thing is taken again. Why to send again to the receiver? Because if in actual, when the sender had sent the data to the receiver, it have create a transmission line or transmission channel, and we all know that in the process of network, when the transmission happens, first some acknowledgement referring to some particular request data is happens, so that it can be accessed, so that we the sender is sure that yes, the receiver can access the data. So till that particular time, the sender and receiver, the eavesdropper is not into the scenario. So now as the communication line is set up, the sender and the receiver, between the sender and the receiver, the eavesdropper comes into the scenario, and eavesdropper against the access from the sender that yes, I am the person where who I need the data. So sender is having the confidence that the data is received by the receiver. So to make that, so as the communication line is set up already between the sender and the receiver, so the eavesdropper needs to send some type of data to the receiver, so that receiver can also giving a feedback to the sender that yes, I am receiving the data. So the eavesdropper is working in the middle to access the data, modify the data, or whatever the things is required, modifying the data, and that is then again transmitted to the receiver. So the unauthorized party means the third person here, as the eavesdropper gets the access and attacking on the integrity, changing value of the data file, or modifying or altering the program or the contents of the message that is being transmitted in the network. So the sender sends the original data, the eavesdropper getting the original data, modifying the data, and then again sending it to the receiver. So the receiver is having a false data, having a modified data, modified message, or the content that should not be with the receiver. The receiver is not getting the original message. So this is the attack of modification. And last one, that is a fabrication. Last one, that is having a fabrication. That is the same scenario here. The sender is trying to send some data to the receiver, and an eavesdropper comes into the scenario. A eavesdropper comes into the scenario. Okay, so eavesdropper comes into the scenario. Fine. Now this eavesdropper is trying to do what in the past, in the process of this fabrication. The unauthorized party, that is the eavesdropper, insert that objects into the system, some counterfeit objects we can talk about, that is depending, or that is trying to be the attack, that is on the attack on the authenticity of the data. That is the attack on the authenticity of the data, inserting a attack or inserting a false message in the network, or the addition of records in the file. So this is the term called fabrication. So this four type of message or four type of executive attacks can be there: interruption, interception, modification, and fabrication. Right now, these attacks, these four basic type of security attacks we have talked about. Then here comes the part that how this type of attacks are. Basically, there are two type of cryptographic attacks. Now the term cryptography attack comes into the scenario. Previously, we are talking about the security attack. What are the security attacks can be happen? Now here the terms come, that is an cryptography attacks. Okay, just a minute. Cryptographic attacks. So what happened in cryptographic attacks? There are basically two ways in cryptography attacks. First one is the passive, and second one is the active attack. So two ways we can talk about. First one is a passive, and second one is an active attack. So these two type of attacks is present in the part of cryptographic attack, passive and active attack. Now discussing about the part of passive and active. First we are talking about the passive attack. So passive attack means that are in the nature that we have talked about in the previous of the security attacks, that is the eavesdropping. So there are some eavesdropping are in the part monitoring or doing some modification and or fabrication or interception or interruption on the data. So passive attacks are in the nature of this eavesdropping. So the goal of the opponent is to obtain the information that is being transmitted. So the transmission of the data from the sender to the receiver, in between the process, the data to modify the data to obtain the data is the target in the passive attack. So there are basically two types of passive attack happen. There are basically two type of passive attack happen, that is release of message contents and traffic analysis. Two type of passive attack happens. Release of message content, and second one is known as the traffic analysis. Okay, so these two type of passive attack is there: release of message contents and traffic analysis. So what is the first part? Release of message content. So what happened in the part of this release of message content? That a telephone suppose a telephone conversation, an email, or a transferred file have some data, and whenever we are trying to send the data, that is always the sensitive or confidential data, right? Because the data, whenever I'm trying to send, it is a data that we trust to deliver from the sender side to the actual receiver side. So in this, the passive attack of this release of message content, what we try to prevent that any third party or any eavesdropper to get this particular data, to guess the or to catch, so that any eavesdropper cannot get the data. But the eavesdropper are there, comes into the scenario to get or trying to choose a part, trying to always inject the part to get that particular data. That is for the release of message content. And for the traffic analysis, we have suppose we have an encryption protection there, we are encryption security mechanism is there, but still the opponent or still the third party or the eavesdropper is able to observe the pattern of the message. So the message of the pattern, when we are trying to ensure with the security, the message of the operation is getting accessed, and so we are getting, right? So this part of traffic analysis, the opponent could find the location and identity of the communication, starting from means the identity of the sender and also as the receiver, of the length of the messages. All the things can be accessed by this eavesdropper, and they exchange all the things. So passive attacks, this type of passive attacks via eavesdropper, via an eavesdropper is very hard to detect, as the eavesdropper is working or having the features or trying to be just like the receiver. So it is very hard to detect that whether it is an eavesdropper or whether it is an original receiver that will be sending the data, right? So this is a part of passive attack, and in the part of active attack, that active attack involves some type of modification on the data stream or the creation of a false stream, right? Just like in the security attack, the modification, that where the sender sending the data, but the eavesdropper is having the data, modifying the data, and sending it to the receiver. So that is an uh, active attack where the things that involve some modification of the original stream data and create a false stream data for the receiver. So that thing has some particular part that is known as masquerade. Just a minute. Active attack has 4 parts: masquerade, replay, modification of messages, and denial of services. Modification of messages, and then the last term, that is denial of services. Okay, so I will write one by again. First one, that is masquerade. Second one, that is known as replay. Third one, that is known as the modification of messages. And fourth one is known as the DOS, denial of services. So these are the 4 parts of active attack actually. So what is masquerade? Masquerade, that's the entity. Pretends means the eavesdropper or the third party is trying to pretend just like an receiver. So the entity pretends to be a different entity. One entity is trying to pretend like a different entity. So one entity means the eavesdropper or the forger is trying to be pretend just like an receiver, right? This is the attack called, this is the term called used here, masquerade. Second one, that is replay, that it involves the passive capture of a data unit and its subsequent transmission to produce an unauthorized effect. So here the sender, when it is sending the data to the receiver, in between that the eavesdropper capture the part of data unit, so the data is getting captured by this eavesdropper, and then some modification data again transmitted to the receiver. That is basically the modification part. Or in the same part, there is modification of messages. The portion of the messages gets altered or delayed, or any particular other thing is jumbled, and then it is sent again to the receiver, so that there is no doubt in the process. Last one, that is DOS, called denial of services. That this denial of services, what happened, that that network, we are injecting the network actually here in the form of denial of services. What happened, we are trying to inject, we are trying to create a disruption into the entire network, creating a disruption, or either by disabling the network or overloading it with the message. So form of that, the DOS, we are trying to disrupting the entire network, disabling the network, or degrading the performance of the network. So that means how we can do that, we can flood the message, flooded the network with lots of false messages, so that traffic on the network gets so much high, so the performance will be degraded. Performance will be degraded. So these are the parts we can talk about. These are the parts of the attacks. These are the part of the passive and active attacks that can be happening, right? So in this context, we have talked about previous classes, the processes of encryption and decryption. That what the process, what are the type of process are there, that there are symmetric key, public key algorithms. The encryption and decryption falls in basically two of these categories. One is for symmetric key and another one is for public key. So in symmetric key, just a basic even idea or info. The symmetric key, that it is the encryption and decryption keys are known both by the sender and the receiver. So in symmetric key, the encryption and decryption key is both known by the receiver. The encryption key is shared, and the decryption key is easily calculated from it. So here the encryption key is shared with the receiver, and the decryption key is needed to calculate from that encryption key. But in most of the cases, that what happens, the encryption and decryption keys are the same, right? So there are some different type of models on all of these things is actually dealt by the Shubham sir. So Shubham sir started with the topic of this symmetric key and public key cryptography, I hope, right? So there are the forms, some encryption forms of that we have talked about, that is the cipher text, cipher key, encipher, decipher, and regarding that we have seen some example also, that I have shown you some example also, right? That how the processes actually goes on. So this, talking about this part, we have the some encryption techniques, classical, that is the classical encryption technique we can talk about. So there are basic some techniques. First one is known as the substitution. So in the part of substitution, the messages is substituted by some particular format. So the data or the message gets jumbled. So substitution is a process we can use in the classical encryption technique. Then in this part of substitution, there are some patterns. The replacing of plain text bit pattern with some cipher text bit pattern. What is cipher text? What is plain text? We all know that. Plain text is the actual message, and ciphertext is after the encoding of the message. The message after what the jumble, that is called a ciphertext. So it can be the plain text is viewed by sequence of some bits. So when the message is in plain text, it will be a form of in a bits, but when it is substituted, it will be reinvolved and replaced by some ciphertext bit pattern. So the text will be there to change the things. Okay. So the processes will be there. There are some Caesar cipher, Shift cipher, Playfair cipher. These are the part of in this particular processes. How the things can be done, we have know that. So just giving an example. Okay, suppose I want to send a message from the sender to the receiver side. Meet me at the college. Fine. So this is a message that I want to try to send from the sender side to the receiver side. What happened in the part of this process, that cipher test regarding the Caesar cipher or Playfair cipher? What happened, that the substitution process is followed, or some change or changing in the data, the change of the data is happening here, right? What we can do first, we try to break all the there are, we can apply so many parts. We can apply substitution, we can apply the cipher formulas, to we can use the algorithms. So basically what happens, that we always try to break it into the pairs. So me, et, me, at, th, ec, ol, le, ge. So something like that, it is break. So if we break the message something like this, from this particular part, if we break it something like this, so it is very hard to understand that what we are trying to say. So it is a pair of both of the data, both of the bits. Now then what happened, we can apply any of the mechanism, plain text or the substitution process, the ciphertext process, algorithm processes for the encoding purpose. So I can use a particular part. So I can use, suppose I want to use the substitution process. So maybe m will be replaced by a particular word, u will be replaced by a particular word. So these things can be used, and there will be some logic behind this by which we can easily use that. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say, that the how the process, how the things can go on, how we can change, how we can use this particular data. So this encryption techniques of the substitution or the ciphertext or this prepair cipher, whatever the encryption techniques we are using, each and every encryption using has a particular strength. So depending upon the strength, we can use that how much we can actually try to protect our data, how we are trying to protect our data. So this is a part, these are the forms of the encryption processes by which we can easily move to the particular, easily send or easily encrypt our data and send the data over the particular part, right? Now the keys and all the security related, means the cryptographic keys are going to be described by Shubham sir, so I'm not going to enter into that particular part. So we are going to talk again, just a minute. Okay, so we are having a discussion on that, so I'm going to continue that part. So now coming to the part, what is the main thing through a network when we are trying to send the data through an online mode or through a transmission medium? That is the authenticity. First thing that comes into the scenario is the authenticity. Authenticity in the term of the sender and the receiver, in the term of the sender and the receiver. So authenticity is a matter here. So in the context of this authenticity requirements, the communication across all the networks. So we have identified some networks, that is a passive attack, active attack, have been actually discussed, or actually we have found. Now the attacks we can found that can be identified into some different scenario, that is disclosure. The term we are going to talk one by one here, that is first term, disclosure. So what the term disclosure is actually saying, that release of message contents to any person or process that the person not possessing the appropriate cryptographic key. So disclosure means we are trying to disclose a particular message or release a particular message contents to any particular person that not processing the appropriate cryptographic key. So the cryptographic key is not with the person, but the forger or the eavesdropper have the data, but the cryptographic key is not with them. So that's why maybe it is unable to read the message, but the data is with the eavesdropper, but it is not very easy to read that. Traffic analysis, discover the traffic pattern or the pattern of traffic between the two parties. So as I said, before the communication happens, some acknowledgement on the request bit is generated, and then successful conversation of that, then the thing actually processed, then the data can be started to transmit. So traffic analysis is a part here. Masquerade, we have talked about that, the current modification, sequence modification, there are different type of modifications also. So this authentication, we are talking this authentication, there are different type of functions to produce an authenticating authenticity of the data, authenticity for the source, authenticity of the receiver. So that is first one, we can talk about the message encryption. First here we can talk about, that is the message encryption. Right. Second one, we can talk about here MAC, message authentication code. MAC, that is known as the message authentication code. And third one we can talk about here, that is the hash function. Third one we can talk about here, that is the hash function. So these are the three parts in the topic, in the part of the different type of functions to produce the authenticity of the data. First, message encryption, that is the ciphertext of the entire message serves as its authenticator, the ciphertext, because we have, when we are trying to create a message, that is in the form of the general plain text, and then plain text, or before the conversion, before the translation, it is converted into some type of the uh, ciphertext. So that ciphertext of the entire message serves as its authenticator, serves as its authenticator. Then the message authentication code takes part, that is the MAC, a public message function of the message, and the secret key that produces 6 length value serves as the authenticator. So here the part of the keys, that is the encryption and decryption key, public, private key, symmetric and asymmetric keys, all the things regarding that, that message authentication code is there, that to function of a message, and secret key that produce a fixed loan services of the message. Hash function that maps a message of any length into a fixed length has value, which serves as the authenticator, So this message encryption, how the things message encrypted. So sender is trying to send a data into the receiver, and then in between of the process, the symmetric encryption or any public key encryption or asymmetric encryption is happening for the conversion of the data from a plain text to a ciphertext, from a plain text to a ciphertext. So suppose the plain text or the original message is a combination is of a proper message, the message is proper and communication, so we can understand the message. But before the conversation, the message is totally fine. But after the conversation, when the conversation gets started, so the data can rejumble, can be used in any type of process for the arbitrary bit pattern. So no way in the particular scenario, if we don't have the keys, there is no way. The key actually, what the key is holding, the key is actually holding the logic, or that what is the logic of the decryption, in which logic the message was encrypted from the plain text to a ciphertext. So this is the logic that is resides inside the key. So the key will indicate that by this logic you can decrypt the message, so we can easily understand the message again. So there is, if we don't have the keys, if we don't have the logic of the keys, then we cannot determine the message. There is the determination from the message is very tough, so we cannot convert the message again from the ciphertext to the plain text. So this incoming of the message in the ciphertext is the part. So this conversation or the encryption process is helping us for this, right? Then there is a part of MAC code, that is message authentication code. In the part of this message authentication code, there are two parts actually, that is a MAC function and shared secret key. So there is message, the input message in the part of this input message, then there are some MAC function, means a particular type of function is using there, and then particular type of shared secret key to share the secret message, the key that by which we can actually encryption happen, and the decryption process that can be goes on. So message, my authentication code basically of three things: message, input message, MAC function, and shared secret key. MAC function and shared secret key. So in this part, the requirement, there are some requirement for the process of the MAC, that when the entire message is encrypted for confidentiality using either any of the encryption algorithm, maybe it can be symmetric or asymmetric, the security of the scheme generally depends on the bit length of the key. The security of the scheme depends generally on the bit length of the key. So it is, if we have some weaknesses, or the things is very less secure, then any eavesdropper can be get or can use all the possible options, possible ways of keys to get the data. So it can attempt all the things. So the first thing requirement is that the process, or depending on the bit length. So how much the bit length of the key, it is actually an important part. The more number of bit length of the key will be provide the much higher security for the data. So this is a part, that bit length of the key is an important requirement for the MAC, message authentication code, right? And third one, there is a hash function, that is a different type of function that is used here for the process by using some hash type of particular function. that these hash functions actually accept the variable size message as an input and produce a fixed size input. So here the input is different, the size of the message is different, but output of the size is actually constant. So differ produce a fixed size of output with respect to different size of input with respect to different size of input. So what are the requirements for the hash function? That it can apply a block of data of any size. So whatever the size of the data, it can be applied this function. It produces a fixed length output and relatively easily to compute for given any particular X or particular hardware or software implementation practical data. Right. So these are the particular three authenticity process we can talk about. And by this, we are going to stop today our discussion here, right? Because in the next class we are going to start a new topic, new types of attacks we are going to talk or going to discuss. So up to this particular part we are going to talk or we are going to discuss for today. And I would like to request all of you to write your names in the chat box for the attendance purpose so that I can have the attendance. So all of you kindly write your names in the chat box. Fine. So I hope that all of you have write your names in the chat box for the attendance purpose. Okay. So by this, we are going to stop today. We are going to end the session here. We are going to meet again in the next class with a new topic. Fine. So thank you all for joining into the session. Stay safe and take care.